Welcome to my new video. In this video I will show you some parts of the Arduino Uno R3 and their names. Moreover, I will show you what job each part does. Thank you. The Arduino Uno is an open-source microcontroller board based on the microchip ATmega 328P microcontroller and developed by Arduino.cc. The board is equipped with sets of digital and analog input, output, I/O, pins that may be interfaced to various expansion boards, shields, and other circuits. The board has 14 digital pins, 6 analog pins, and programmable with the Arduino IDE, Integrated Development Environment, via a Type B USB cable. It can be powered by the USB cable or by an external 9-volt battery, though it accepts voltages between 7 and 20 volts. It is also similar to the Arduino Nano and Leonardo. The hardware reference design is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution Share Alike 2.5 license and is available on the Arduino website. Layout and production files for some versions of the hardware are also available. The word Uno means one in Italian and was chosen to mark the initial release of the Arduino software. 1. The Uno board is the first in a series of USB-based Arduino boards, and it and version 1.0 of the Arduino IDE were the reference versions of Arduino, now evolved to newer releases. The ATmega 328 on the board comes pre-programmed with a bootloader that allows uploading new code to it without the use of an external hardware programmer. While the Uno communicates using the original STK500 protocol, it differs from all preceding boards in that it does not use the FTDI USB to serial driver chip. Instead, it uses the ATmega 16U2, ATmega 8U2 up to version R2, programmed as a USB to serial converter. The Arduino Robot is the first official Arduino on wheels. The robot has 2 processors, one on each of its 2 boards. The motor board controls the motors, and the control board reads sensors and decides how to operate. Each of the boards is a full Arduino board programmable using the Arduino IDE.
The Sumo Shield provides a convenient interface between our Sumo chassis and an A*32U4 Prime Arduino Uno or Arduino Leonardo. It is not compatible with the Arduino Mega Ordu, but it can be used with older Arduinos that have the same form factor as the Uno, such as the Dumalinov. The shield mounts directly to the chassis, connecting to its battery terminals and motors, and the Arduino plugs into the shield's male header pins face down. The shield provides all the electronics necessary to power the motors and includes some additional fun components for making a more interesting robot, such as a buzzer for making sounds and inertial sensors including an accelerometer and gyro. Arduino board can be powered by using the USB cable from your computer. All you need to do is connect the USB cable to the USB connection. Arduino boards can be powered directly from the AC mains power supply by connecting it to the barrel jack. The function of the voltage regulator is to control the voltage given to the Arduino board and stabilize the DC voltages used by the processor and other elements. The crystal oscillator helps Arduino in dealing with time issues. How does Arduino calculate time? The answer is by using the crystal oscillator. The number printed on top of the Arduino crystal is 16000H9H. It tells us that the frequency is 16 million Hz or 16 MHz. You can reset your Arduino board, i.e., start your program from the beginning. You can reset the Uno board in 2 ways. First, by using the reset button 17 on the board. Second, you can connect an external reset button to the Arduino pin labeled reset 5 pins 3.3, 5, G and D, VIN, 33V6, supply 3.3 output volt, 5V7, supply 5 output volt. Most of the components used with Arduino board works fine with 3.3 volt and 5 volt. G&D8 ground. There are several G&D pins on the Arduino, any of which can be used to ground your circuit. Pin 9. This pin also can be used to power the Arduino board from an external power source, like AC mains power supply. The Arduino Uno board has 6 analog input pins A0 through A5. These pins can read the signal from an analog sensor like the humidity sensor or temperature sensor and convert it into a digital value that can be read by the microprocessor. Each Arduino board has its own microcontroller 11. You can assume it has the brain of your board. The main integrated circuit on the Arduino is slightly different from board to board. The microcontrollers are usually of the Atmel company. You must know what IC your board has before loading up a new program from the Arduino IDE. This information is available on the top of the IC. For more details about the IC construction and functions, you can refer to the datasheet. Mostly, ICSP12 is an AVR, a tiny programming header for the Arduino consisting of MOSI, MISO, SCK, Reset, VCC, and GND. It is often referred to as NSP Serial Peripheral Interface, which could be considered as an expansion of the output. Actually, you are slaving the output device to the master of the SPI bus. This LED should light up when you plug your Arduino into a power source to indicate that your board is powered up correctly. If this light does not turn on, then there is something wrong with the connection. On your board, you will find two labels, TX transmit and RX receive. They appear in two places on the Arduino Uno board. First, at the digital pins 0 and 1 to indicate the pins responsible for serial communication. Second, the TX and RX LED 13. The Texas LED flashes with different speed while sending the serial data. The speed of flashing depends on the baud rate used by the board. RX flashes during the receiving process. The Arduino Uno board has 14 digital I/O pins, 15 of which 6 provide PWM pulse width modulation output. These pins can be configured to work as input digital pins to read logic values 0 or 1, or as digital output pins to drive different modules like LEDs, relays, etc. The pins labeled tilde can be used to generate PWM. RF stands for analog reference. It is sometimes used to set an external reference voltage between 0 and 5 volts as the upper limit for the analog input pins.